keep the beard in good condition. Santa has more hair care products than Mrs. Claus. I have to take up most of the space in the shower. I am Santa. My father was Santa years and years ago. He was not built like me. He was a pillow Santa. You know, he had to add those in. And if somebody asked me, how'd you get into this? I just sort of said, genes. And I am blessed. I have a naturally white beard. I do bleach my eyebrows and my mustache. You know, a lot of the Santas have to go through the trial of bleaching the beard from black to white, and it's not a pleasant experience. If you ever see a group of, you know, 50, 60, 70-year-old guys talking hair care, bleaching, you know, product, it's a group of Santas. We are known as peacocks. Voila! Probably one of the most common questions I get, how many kids pull on your beard? And I think I have more adults who pull on my beard than kids. But kids, the ones who are skeptical, a lot of times it'll be, well, you're not real. It's like, I'm not? And it's like, wait a minute, I feel real, you know? When you look like this, you're Santa 24/7. And of course, I drive a car whose license plate is I'm Santa. I constantly have little children come up and, you know, talk to me as Santa. A lot of times it's, you know, what are you doing here? Because, you know, why aren't you at the North Pole? But, you know, we'll get it at the beach. I'll be at the beach. I was on vacation last year, and I'm going in to take a swim, and the little boy is like, Santa, Santa, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm on vacation. You know, it's too cold in the North Pole to stay there all the time. I have to escape as well. In the past week, I've probably talked to a couple thousand children. And I also tend to get in a higher register when I talk to kids, because I think it helps them be a little more comfortable. If, you know, instead of rah, 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 it's, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. And that tends to really affect the voice. I live on Hall's mentholyptus, yes. And I'm doing some throat spray this year, which seems to help some. Every once in a while, somebody will come up with something. I had a boy one day, and he had a whole, I mean, it was like, you know, $100,000 in such and so stock and some gold Cougarans, and, you know, he was probably, I think he was 8 years old. And we get some children who say, I don't want anything, just, you know, I want to have a good time with my family, or I want people without food to have food, or homes to have homes. And so you get plenty of kids who appreciate that they've got it pretty well, and they want to think about other people as well. You learn fairly quickly to get a firm hold. I can remember my first year, I had a child, they put her on my lap, and all of a sudden the child just does the move and almost dropped. So I've learned I get a firm grip early. If I see a child is really nervous, a lot of times I'll say to the parent, why don't you sit in the chair and I'll go away. And then I do a sneak in from the back. I want to be that child's real Santa. I have a friend who was doing a workshop, and he said, well, when I come in, I tell them I'm Santa's helper. I'm not the real Santa. And I thought, well, if I was a kid in that group, I'd get up and leave. It's like, well, why do I want to talk to you? You're not the real Santa. You know, I look the way I do. I act the way I do. You know, I've learned some simple magic, so I can do a little stuff that suddenly it's like, ooh, you know, maybe he is Santa. It's really in the heart. I mean, everybody talks about it's not how you look, it's not the beard, it's not if you have a real beard or not, but it's really in your heart. How are you? Good to see you. It's learning to be able to communicate with children and approach them at their level. I always love it when a child meets with me and then they're leaving and you hear them say to the parents, that's the real Santa, that really is the real Santa. And that's like, yes, okay.